Hey, English 94, welcome to week 10. So I got emails from several of you saying that the video for week 9 cut off. So I've decided that week 10 for us is going to be a pause, a catch-up week, a week for everyone to catch up on all the things that should have been done in the class before now. So let's go over your novel assignment first, and then we'll talk about the rest. Okay, so here we are in our Blackboard page. Last week, my computer's being funny, so let's relog in. Last week, the new assignment that you received was your novel's theme project. And we talked about it just a little bit in the video before apparently it cut off. So the first thing I'm going to do today is in the discussion board, click where it says novel's theme assignment. This goes over exactly what the presentation is supposed to be. So for this assignment, just like all of the rest of your assignments, I've given you a link in your Google folder. We'll look at that in just a second. Before you start, there are 2 videos that you should watch. They are both in this assignment and discussion board number 9. So you'll see the links to the videos here. Basically, what you're going to do is pick from one of the themes that you have here that we see over and over and over again within the novel, The Hate You Give. So you can pick from code switching, racism, police brutality, poverty, crime, injustice, social action. So when you're thinking of a theme, it's a big idea, right? And you're going to talk about how you think the author presents this theme, what they have to say about it, as well as what you think about the theme. All right. So the requirements for the slide presentation is that you have to use first the link that I gave you in your Google folder. I want you to apply critical thought to this. So it means I want you to think about the concept, what happens in the novel, how you've experienced this in real life, whether that's your own personal experience or through the media, through things that you've seen happen in your neighborhoods, through friends, even possibly through other pieces of literature or movies. So I want you to kind of explore these connections. The same way we've been thinking about this in our discussion boards. In fact, looking back at some of the things maybe you've already written about or talked about might be helpful here. Each presentation has a minimum of 8 slides. Again, they've all been created for you. Each of them have to have at least text references. These are direct quotes from the novel that The Hate You Give, and those quotes should have page numbers from the text. You have to have quotes from at least 2 additional sources. This might be information you get about your theme in general. And then you have to have 6 images and think of an interesting and appropriate color scheme or layout for the slide presentation. All of those things are the requirements, and all of this is listed here. And then the 2 videos explain both the theme, how to understand it, and critical thinking, kind of how to apply to it. So once you've done those things, you're ready to open up the assignment in your Google folder. So I'm clicking on my Google folder here, finding my name as always. Then you'll see it says my presentation theme in The Hate You Give. I've already created the slides for you. All you have to do is fill in the information and design it, right? So you'll see on each slide, there is a comment that kind of explains what should go on the slide. So for slide number 2, this slide adds your title, your name, any subtitles that you want to click, which is normally like the theme that you're working with. For slide number 3, I'm asking you to define what theme in literature means. When you're reading, what does theme mean? Thinking about main idea. Number 4, the comment says the slide should contain text evidence, quotes from the book that explain what the author's point of view is on whatever theme that you picked. So I was using racism as an example. So looking through the text, looking through the book, are there things that quotes that you've read, things that people have said, even passages or incidents that happen that you think speak to what the author's idea of racism is and how it happens to the characters in our novel? Number 5, right? Because I said a minimum of 8 slides here. This should contain a connection. So all semester long, we've been working with those 8 different reading strategies. Connections are where we're taking it from what happens in the book and thinking about how we experience it in real life. Again, personally, through our family, through our friends, through our communities, through the media, through readings, through movies, all kinds of ways we can make a connection outside of the text. Number 6, what else do I need to know to better understand the problem? So if we're using racism as an example here, you'll see I have all of these questions that you can think about. What do I agree with and what do I disagree with? What's fact? What's opinion? What's the relevant current information? What's logical? Anything that you think that your audience needs to know to better understand the theme that you've picked. And some of that really is about definitions. And then solutions, right? When you think about this problem, this theme that we're talking about in 2023, after reading the novel, what do you think the next steps are? How do we move forward or improve this issue, in your opinion? And then the last slide is your works cited page. And I've already put in the citation for the text, right? So you'll need to do the page numbers when you put in the individual quotes. But if you use source information from something other than the book, which is required, or images from somewhere, you'll need to put those on this page as well. And that is our presentation. And we're going to post them and look at them at some point during this semester, but you all have to do them in the link that I provided to you. So I wanted to take some time and kind of really look through that with you all, because apparently when I did it in last week's video, you all didn't get it. Beyond that, again, I know the discussion board says week 9. I'm going to change it till it says week 9 and week number 10, because I think we just need to take a pause and catch up. We only have a couple of people that have done it. If you've already done it, don't worry about it. You can worry about your replies or catching up on other things. So that's, or working on the presentation that I just went over. Beyond that, again, we're just going to continue, and then we'll pick up in week 11 with our final portfolio assignment. Please don't freak out. We have plenty of time left in this class. So next week, we'll talk about our final portfolio assignment and our novel exam. And those are the last 2 major things in the class. So no matter where you are now, you still have enough time to get things in and get things done. Just now starting kind of putting in your points as we've now started accumulating, assignments, and then we'll move forward from there. As always, if you have any questions, comments, concerns at all, send me an email. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And some of you have conferences coming up this week and next week, so I'll look forward to seeing you there. Hopefully, all of the technology will work right. If it doesn't, keep in mind you can always use the link in Blackboard as well as the link that I email you. See y'all in your conferences or next week.